All right, we're gonna take you through a quick mobility day routine to get your members loosened up in the drum corps and marching setting. Everyone's gonna go ahead and lie on their back. We're gonna start with the good morning stretch, so hands overhead. This is your chance as an ensemble to discuss how to focus for the day, think what you're gonna accomplish in rehearsal, and talk through what the goal of each rehearsal is gonna be. From the good morning stretch, go out into a T, so arms are gonna go out wide. Then you're gonna take your right leg over the top, reach across towards your left arm. You're gonna feel that stretch in your left glutes. The glutes attach into the IT band, so you may feel a little bit of a stretch all the way down the leg. After your group has felt really good there and taken some deep breaths, then you're gonna switch sides. You're gonna go left foot towards the right arm. If you have some members who are tight in their glutes and IT band, you may see their leg rising off the ground. The goal is to get that foot on the ground. And you may need to rotate through your trunk, which will help open you up for slide technique during the day and stretch your back out. Once you feel good there, come back to the center, grab both knees, give them a hug, and relax into the ground. Take some deep breaths in. As you exhale, let your low back muscles relax into the ground. This is called the double knee to chest stretch. Double knee to chest stretch. Take your time in these poses, focus on your breathing. From here, we're gonna rotate and flip facing forward. We're gonna go into child's pose. So you're gonna be on your knees, reach your hands forward, rock your hips back, sit your bottom back to your heels, and lie into the ground. This should stretch your lats. This should stretch the bottom of your shoulders. This should stretch your low back. And as you exhale, you should sink deeper into it. From here, we're gonna rock up into downward dog. So you're gonna straighten out, almost be like an upside down V. You're lifting your hips up towards the sky, trying to keep a straight line from hips down to hands. And we wanna add a little bit of a calf stretch here. So we're gonna have you go through bending and straightening each knee. You're gonna feel that stretch down the back of your leg and your hamstrings and in your calves, which we know get really tight after marching. We wanna loosen you up. This is to get you going every morning. From here, rock down into Cobra. So we're gonna go into extension of the back, stretching out the abdominal muscles, stretching out the hip flexors as well. As you exhale in Cobra pose, try to let your pelvis and hips sink down to the ground. After your next exhale, go ahead and bring your right leg underneath you. Try to take your right knee across your body. Rotate so that your right ankle and right foot are reaching across as well, as much as your hip will allow. Then you're gonna sit your right hip back towards your back pocket. And you should feel that stretch in your deep hip rotators beneath your outer glute muscles. We feel that stretch?
Oh yeah.
All right, then we're gonna switch sides. This is pigeon pose. If you wanted to get a deeper version, you can always lie down into it. I'm gonna stay upright and try to sink back. But if you wanna take some deep breaths in that downward position, the goal here is to try to loosen up the back of your hip. Now, once your group feels really good, and you can just kind of feel the vibe from those around you, you're gonna come up into a kneeling position. We're gonna stretch out our hip flexors. The hip flexors are right here on the front of your hip, but they attach into your lumbar spine, into your low back. So to get your hip flexors better, pull your pelvis into neutral, so tuck your belly button in. And then you're gently, with that belly button still tucked in, just gonna press your hips and glutes forward. You'll feel that stretch deeply right on the top of your hip flexors. Make sure you're not leaning all the way down. If you're coming down here, I might worry that you don't still have that pelvis tucked in. If you keep it here, color guard might be able to go a little further. You know, I'm a drummer, I'm a little tight right here. I can't go much further than that. But now we're gonna have everyone take their hands out in front of them, keeping that neutral pelvis. Reach back behind them. Then let out a big exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale, good. Now we want to do some trunk rotations. Think about if you're a horn line member, how you have to control your upper body over the top of your hips and over the top of your legs here when you're in slide technique. Try to keep your legs controlled and your knee angles controlled. You're rotating your spine and pushing your shoulder blades forward and back. Guard and percussion, this is great to loosen up your back. Now, at your pace, you can switch sides. Again, start with the pelvis tucked in. Gently press the hips and glutes forward. You'll feel that stretch in the top of your hip right here. Then at your pace, arms out in front, good tall posture. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now try some trunk twists. Again, you're just trying to keep a stable lower body while your upper body rotates above. All right, now from here, we're gonna go into a deep squat. This is another chance to open up your hips and stretch your adductors or your groin muscles. Groin strains are seen pretty commonly in the drum corps activity in the marching arts. Rock side to side if you feel like you need to bias one side or another. The main thing is keep your heels on the ground and sit your bottom down. So sit your bottom down. From here, you're just gonna go into a forward fold. Let your body hang loose. Take some big breaths in. When you exhale, just let your back relax. Let your hamstrings stretch as much as you can. It's a good chance to get those hamstrings stretched out. Then come up nice and easy. Roll your spine up, roll your shoulder blades back, head up tall. And do some big arm circles. Take your shoulders through their full range of motion. You can go forwards. You can go backwards, opening up your chest and your pec muscles. If you need to do some pat on the backs, give yourself a pat on the back for showing up today and going through this mobility routine. Of course, if you feel like you need it, this is your chance to go into some trunk twists in standing. And then once you feel good, work up the chain one more level and just do some easy stretching of the neck muscles. You can do some neck rolls here, side to side. If you want to, sit on one side, go ear to shoulder. That's gonna stretch your upper trapezius muscle here. That gets really tight as you're marching and holding your instrument. You should feel this stretch right here. Then if you wanna go deeper on the more back side, this is gonna stretch a muscle called Levator scapula drumline. This really hits them. Bass drummers especially need this stretch. So they're gonna rotate chin down to armpit, grab the top of your head and pull down that direction, nose to armpit. Then, if you want to, you can take your hand, place your opposite hand behind your low back if you want a deeper stretch. That's one way to go deeper there. And then you just do the exact same thing on the opposite side if you want to finish symmetrical. Start with the upper trap stretch. If you wanted a deeper version, you could add hand on top. And then shift into the levator scapula stretch. Chin and nose down to shoulder. Hope you smell good that morning. It's early. And then add the arm behind if you want to get a little deeper levator scapula stretch. Then come back up into your resting posture and start your day.